History of Kum Khao Yai tradition, Thap Sawai Subdistrict. Thap Sawai Subdistrict, Hoi Thalarang District, Nakhon Ratchasima Province, Thailand. There are a total of 8 villages, established in the year 1925 or about 100 years ago by the first group of people who came to set up the village. They have migrated from Ban Nong Wa, Nong Wa Subdistrict, Phut Thasing District, Beruan Province, and from Ban Pek Dam, Phayak Phum Phaisai District, Mahasarakam Province. Back in the day, what year was good to do, most of them are done at home. Later, they began to come together at the temple for good fortune. In the past, the ancestors took the people to do it which year it rains and drought is an exception. And at that time, the abbot was Fra Ajahn Chandi Sukumalo. He had an idea that if the rain is good, make merit and multiply the yard and collect the rice and build a barn. And the rice bank was established in 1985 for villagers to borrow rice to consume. There is a rule that borrowing 3 sacks will have 1 bucket of interest. Mr. Kamfa Kainara is the chairman of the board of directors of the Paddy Bank and has a guideline that we will keep this tradition to the fullest according to tradition, 12 annual festival of Eason people and way of life, or apply it in some cases each year. So there is a continuation. Whether it's dry or rainy, it must be done as a tradition every year. It has started from the year 1986 onwards until today. As for the evolution of the Kum Khao Yai, Boon Kunlan, tradition, Thap Sawai Subdistrict, it has been encouraged to organize the event with government agencies, educational institutions, organization groups, and people in Thap Sawai Subdistrict. Kum Khao Yai tradition Thap Sawai Subdistrict, it will be an amalgamation between various merit traditions such as Bun Kunlan, Bun Khao Pan Kon, Bun Khao Ji, Bun Fawet, Bun Thit Mahachat, etc. There is also a combination of various monastic ceremonies to create auspiciousness in each ceremonial period as well as for the various activities that Thap Sawai Thai Subdistrict has carried out for generations. They are as follows. Activities that carry out the Kum Khao Yai Festival, Thap Sawai Subdistrict. 1. By Sri Su Kwan Khao, Rice Ceremony of Welcome. Originally, it was a collection of paddy from villagers gathered together, divided into a pile of rice and a pile of sticky rice, and put a tiered rice tier decorated with rice spikes at the top of the pile of rice, and arrange a ceremony to bring rice and worship Phra May Phosop, goddess of rice. But in the present, there will be a joint separation of the ears of rice to tie them in proportion to the proportion of each part that will be used and used to hammer bamboo bundles again. After that, the ears of rice will be molded with bamboo, tiered rice, or others according to the intended pattern. To decorate a wall of ears of rice making the castle fall rice, there are entrance gates in 4 directions and a rice tiered arrangement, which has been created by skilled craftsmen who are extremely beautiful. As for the Bai Sri Su Kwan Khao ceremony will perform the ritual by a Brahmin who has a particular knowledge of the ceremony. There will be a participant in the ritual, namely elderly people, who will join the ceremony as well. It refers to the growth and longevity of agricultural practitioners and farmers for good productivity. During the ceremony to Kwan Khao, the elders attending the ceremony will scoop the rice in the ceremony and put it in a basket called Kwan Khao, rice ceremony. The Kwan Khao that has been performed in this ceremony will be presented to the monks for good luck and complete the whole ceremony. 2. Hakao Pun Kon tradition. It is a merit-making tradition according to the Isan peoples. Heath 12 is a big donation tradition. During this period the water began to recede, rice and fish food was plentiful. The villagers are ready to eat and have fun. This merit-making was to pay homage to Frumafasop who hackle-raised farmers. There is also an etablishment for Su Kwan Khao. For example, tiered rice, tiered rind rice, tiered and decorate the rice pile according to local wisdom that has been passed down from generation to generation. 3. Bun Khao Ji tradition. It is another tradition making by the Isan people that have been passed down from generation to generation. By respect to Mrs. Purnathasti, which was a servant to a rice man who gave alms to the Buddha. The item that was offered on the way was the paringji that I put on a cloth to eat when I was hungry. Therefore Mrs. Purnathasti having ages to see the Dharma. This rice merit making is popularly performed during the thinned month. Some will do this on the 15th day of the third lunar month because it is an important day in Buddhism is Maka Bucha Day. This merit making is done to manage the stinginess that arises in one's own mind to disappear. 4. Merit Mahachat tradition or boon for wet. The cause of charitable giving in the book Fra Molai travels to hell and heaven. It is said in one part that Fra Molai, he went up to pay homage to Fra Ket Q Chuyamani and met Fra Sri Oriya Maitra. To come down to enlightenment as the next Lord Buddha. Addressed the people of the human world. When he earned that people still make merit for alms, he spoke to Fra Molai saying, 5. Kum Khao Yai traditional procession Thapsawai subdistrict. Every year when the Kum Khao Yai Fiativilisht Peel in Thapsawai subdistrict and within Huai Thalang district, it is well known that there will be parade of the Bun Kum Khao Yai tradition, Thapsawai subdistrict. Travel from Thapsawai school to Kok Phoka temple. Must start with the ceremony to invite Fra Upakut from the wall, which Fra Upakut will be like the presiding Buddha in leading the procession of Bun Kum Khao Yai Thadit no parade. Thapsawai subdistrict has been held continuously for more than 40 years. For the Kum Khao Yai traditional procession Thapsawai subdistrict. There are sectors participating in the procession Namelg School Kok Koka Temple Thapsawai subdistrict. This is the pride of the local people that Evergone can participate and create unity. Through the expression through this activity. Performing religious rituals. In organizing the Kum Khao Yai festival, Thapsawai subdistrict it is the from of collecting merit together, which must be accompanied by religious ceremonies such as by Sri Su Kwan Rice ceremony the ceremony to invite Upakut the preaching of 10,000 molai of monks, preaching of the monks charting Redurg 1,000 spells, the monks' evening blessing ceremony the 3 Mahachat sermons of the monks. These ritual sound activities are all enhancing the prosperity of the event Thapsawai subdistrict has practiced and inherited for a long time. Organize various exhibitions. In organizing the Kum Khao Yai festival in Thapsawai subdistrict in about 5 years ago, the committee had a mention in the meeting that there must be an exhibition to provide knowledge in various fields. Interesting about Kum Khao Yai tradition, both in terms of background and not her knowledge. About rice along with bringing the Suffolcy economy guidelines of King Rama IX to educate people. There are also exhibitions of Gumenk ageries. Brought together in the Kum Khao Yai tradition is an OTOP exhibition in Thapsawai subdistrict and Huai Thalang district, which the activites mentioned above. All of them are no leader directly and indirectly. It also stimulates the economy within the community. Principles and reasons for organizing the event. Kum Khao Yai tradition is merit-making praktio by the people of the northeastern region for a ion time. It is tradition of making merit that farmers harvest rice and will thresh it at the rice terrace before taking it to the barn called Boon Koon. By inviting monks to pray or to perform auspicious ceremony about Mount monks and ceremonies to practice the beliefs and wisdom of ancestors. In recognizing and appreciating the importance of agricultance of agricultural occupation, as well as to encourage people in the community to come out to meet and socialize. 4 units, unity, and I've among local people. It is an expression of local wisdom practice that has been passed down until the present. Thapsawai Subdistrict Administrative Organization therefore together with the people and other relevant government agencies, and the schedule for organizing the Kum Khao Yai festival for the year 2024 at Kop Phoka Temple, Ban Thap Sawai Village No. 1 during the 2 Road of March 5, 2025 as the venue for the ceremony in this year. The Festival of Kum Khao Yai 2025 has organized various activities according to the Committee for Organizing the Big Vice Festival for the year 2025. The objective is to maintain the traditions of the livestock farmers and people in that Blowai sub-district. In each house clown there is a temple or a place where monks perform ceremonies, conducted according to the traditions of the northeastern region. Because of the belief that when these traditions are organized, it will enhance the prosperity of Onis LF family and happiness. It is also a pubic relations tour and stimulating the Ekong within the Tham Sawai district. Organizing tradition of Trusad bales of rice during in the morning around 4 a.m. People in the village glutinous rice that is molded into lumps in them in the 8 directions. Decorate with 8 directions of rice tiers 8 fiags of tung as a component in the arrangement of the veru. Activites that Thap Sawai sub-districtors continued to organize in the past about the Bun Kum Khao Yai tradition. 1. Gayas a page and ears of rice from Thap Sawai sub-district villages and the general public to decorate piles of rice bowls and rice tiers according to local wisdom from generation to generation. 2. Preaching Molai 10,000 Molai from monks. 3. Sanka preaching and 1,000 spells from monks. 4. Preaching Mahachat 3 pulpits from the monks. 5. Carving out the Seramonkey to invite Fra Upakut out of the water. 6. Preparation of the Kum Khao Yai traditional parade in various forms. 7. The procession of 1,000 bales of rice. 8. Ceremony to Kwan rice. 9. Performances at the worship and Wilom ceremony. 10. The exhibitants are different from government agencies. 11. Implementation of the monks' evening blessing ceremony. 12. Performance of the people of Thap Sawai sub-district and Huai Thalang district. 13. Consecrated rice pagoda. 14. Folk Morlam Klon show. 15. Public relations for tourism and participating in activities to tie in the tradition. 16. Facilitating the public such as information and public relations organizing. 17. Screening of honorable guests and participants about public heath. 18. Making a grand and beautiful rice castle. 19. To celebrate the 100th anniversary sub-district founding. See you then.